Hello Fly Nation and welcome to the Freestyle Your Life podcast, the one and only podcast inspiring you to live your authentic greatness while teaching you that less is more. I'm your host, Anita Ghosal, and I'm on my mission to help you to be the hero you were meant to be and to live what you came for in life and in business. Remember, the quest we came here for is to discover our true nature, explore our potential and share it by living. Hello Fly Nation, welcome to the Freestyle Your Life podcast on episode number 33. Listen in for free when Anita Ghosal reveals how we can liberate ourselves from what keeps us stuck in life and how to quit worry and anxiety. Anita is a speaker, thought leader, coach, facilitator, and mentor, helping to empower women to discover and create fulfilling lives from the inside out. Get ready to break free and live the life you love. And let's dive right into it. So, hello Fly Nation. I'm excited today. I have Anita Ghosal with me, and she is helping women especially to liberate in all parts of their lives from whatever sucks. So this is Liberate Me, is her company. And this is, of course, very similar to Freestyle Your Life, right? Because the meaning is the same. So, but Anita is especially pointing out that anxiety is really a very worst thing, because this keeps us stuck and this keeps us in the unhappiness and blocks us from a really loving, fun life and abundance, right? So, so much of us are inside this struggle and just don't know how to get out of it. And Anita has gone through that herself. So, you know, I bring always experts and speakers up here for you to inspire you who have lived it, what they live what they preach, right? So Anita is a perfect example for that. And I'm so happy that she's here. I will not talk too much. You know what is it about? It's liberation from the inside out to find the root cause. What is the problem here? And so often we are just overwhelmed and cannot find it on our own. So why Anita is especially here is she is running a challenge on that topic. She had other challenges, but she's running a challenge on anxiety in her Facebook group just now. And that's why I'm so happy to have her today. And I will give you the stage, Anita. Please go on and let us know what you found out. Welcome on the Freestyle Your Life podcast here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So yes, I am running the anxiety, what I'm calling the bullshit buster soiree.
Yeah, I love the name.
Yeah, so I'm a pretty straightforward person. So I like to be straightforward in busting some of the myths, if you like. So some of the bullshit that we believe in. And, you know, I've had a long journey. I'm with different things throughout my life that cause me anxiety and worry. I was just saying to you, this is the third time I've been married, so I've been divorced twice. I lost my father to suicide when I was much younger. I'm from an Indian background, had quite a strict upbringing. So those that with mixed cultures will know all about that and living up to expectations and all of that. Then I had a long, successful, I will say like that, corporate career for 18 years. So that was really selling my soul, if I'm honest. Mm-hmm. So to be able to come out of that and step into my truth. And, you know, I really thought that anxiety and worry was just normal, really. I mean, so many people just, you know, particularly women, but everybody, women in particular, have a lot more because we have a lot more emotions and the way we are built scientifically.
Yes.
Yeah. So it hits us a lot harder, and we just normalize it. We have an incredibility. Live with it. Very cool. And it's kind of living in this struggle.
Yes.
It's feeling of kind of struggling. That's normal. And it's not normal, because if it was, our body wouldn't react, bad things wouldn't happen, we wouldn't feel exhausted, it would feel great if it was good for us. But it's not. But actually, our normal state of being is to be in thriving, to really be thriving.
Yes.
That's why when you're thriving and enjoy, you're open to receive things, you're less exhausted, you don't get ill, you'll lose weight, good things will happen magically. So yeah, you become a bit like a magnet, but some people think that's unrealistic, and it's not. If you're willing to do the work, it's not.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So in short, that's why I'm running it, to really bust out this idea that we have to live with anxiety and worry, but also how to do it, what it's about, where it's coming from, and how to get rid of it once and for all. So not just to keep having to work on it forever and ever and ever and ever.
Right.
There needs to be an end. So yeah, absolutely.
So this is such a common topic, Anita, and so nearly everybody suffers from it in some parts of his life, right? And as you're talking about women especially, so I have gone through all that myself before, and it got to really nearly to the end, because I suffered from 4 cancer illnesses, and I'm sitting here with a second pacemaker. So, and that got me really unhealthy, and already saw the other side. But finally, I made it. Thanks God, I'm here with you. But it got really rough and tough, and so many pieces played into that, right? So I got divorced from the father of my 2 sons. I had to leave him. It was just, that was just killing my health totally. But yes, but it's not that easier said than done, right? It's not that easy to change everything and where to start. But the root cause in my life journey was, of course, in the childhood, right? So I did so many courses and everything to find out what the problem originally was, because we need to address that. And the other thing is, I was running 2 companies. I had 2 kids, the dog, the partner, the house, the big garden, cooking, washing, everything, right? And this is just overwhelming. This is just not possible, right? And
really overwhelming.
I was really a multitasking genius, but that blew off my head. So this is not the solution either. So how do you address this with your process?
Well, thanks for sharing all of that. And I think it's such a common story, right? For so many women, people listening to you there will just be thinking, oh my God, that's me.
Right.
And we kind of celebrate this, being a multitasker, being very busy, running around in life, doing everything. And actually, that's not something to be celebrated, because obviously it can kill you, right?
Yes, and I'm the example for that.
You're the example. You're the living, walking, breathing example. Thank God you're living and breathing. But absolutely, this stuff is serious. And for me, I agree with you. It is about getting to the root cause. It's not about dwelling on it. So I did a lot of therapy, a lot of courses and things like that. And this is not about slagging off therapy or anything like that. But what I found it didn't tend to do is help you work out how to change it in a big way, that it doesn't exist anymore. So for me, in the work I did, I wanted it to be a faster process. So you want focusing on your root causes and the pains for 6 months, a year, 2 years, because what you focus on persists and you create more of it, energetically through law of attraction. And I have a view on that as well. But so that's something that was really important to me, to get to the root cause. But also a lot of the root cause is really unavailable to us. on a surface level. So even if we're digging around and blah, blah, blah with a therapist and whatever it may be, we don't necessarily find out what it is exactly because it's in our subconscious. So it's been, which is just scientific. You just lock it away because otherwise you wouldn't have got to, in your example, you wouldn't have got to the age you got to, had the kids you had, the husband you had, the house you had, the job you had. You wouldn't have those things. So that it needed to be locked away. So the difference with what I do is what I call channeling, if you like. Yeah. It's not psychic. Everybody can do it once things have sort of moved out of the way, or if you're attuned that way. So I can, usually probably within 15 to 20 minutes, I would have channeled someone I'm working with, my clients, as to what's really going on, where it's come from. It's fast, it's furious, it's not for the faint-hearted at all, but it means that we get there quicker. So, but a lot of the times it is women that have been through counseling, had some therapy, done lots of things, and got to a point of, oh my God, now I know everything that's wrong with me, but I can't change anything, or I beat myself up with this knowledge, rather than anything actually changing. So this is really about becoming and evolving into that person, not having to use any willpower. So the work I do is about getting to the root cause, but then moving through that into what I call a releasing phase. So it releases. So it no longer exists in your system.
Right.
Yeah. Because if it's existing, you're going to attract it no matter what, whether it's in your subconscious or whatever, because, you're a mirror, right? Like just will attract like energetically. Yeah. And then you will attract the same sort of experiences, or life will just be hard, or you can't earn a certain money you want to earn, or whatever it may be. So it needs to literally not exist in your system. So we're just about ripping it out with love, but ripping it out. And then it's, it doesn't end there, because then you're really much, you kind of murdered the old and you've rebirthed the new, but you're there with an empty vessel, ready to receive. So then it's about really honing in, and it's going to be lots of shadows from what I call your wounds. Those inner wounds, which lots of people call them wounds, those experiences you're talking about, those root cause experiences.
Right.
Yeah. So it's about releasing those, but then also alchemizing them. So, it's raw material. Yeah. Shit, crap stuff that's happened. Right. And it's about alchemizing that into gold. So actually, it's really important to have those, yes, to heal it and to release it, but then also use it for the gifts that are in there through different methods and taking action, which alchemizes it and lets the worry and anxiety and things like that dissipate. Yeah. So the fairy tale sort of comes after you do that work, not before. So it's kind of taking some terrifying actions to start with. And then you're really in a place where you can start to magnetize, attract, manifest, whatever you want to call it, and create, collapse time and have things happen like that, become very powerful, because you're the clean vessel for it. So that's kind of the process I take women through. And on this anxiety bullshit buster, I'm explaining, how that works and starting to do that work with them for a few days. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so wonderful, and that's so important, and that's why you're here today. And I can relate to everything you just pointed out, Anita. And I think the problem is we took on so many in life, right? Which is not us, obviously not, and we just can't cope with it, and everybody, of course, does react different. Me, I was a total people pleaser, right? I want to have it harmonic, and I was running for everybody and helping out everywhere, and I was already sick. So I was not in the state to do it at all, but I still kept running, right? So this was such a deep pattern inside, and of course not conscious, but it's, we are just running on autopilot and even don't realize what we are doing, right? So
the reason we're doing that, and I'm so the same as you in terms of the people pleaser, that's, recovering people pleaser. And so many women, and then I call it it's an archetype actually called the prostitute. So you're prostituting yourself in terms of you're selling your soul in return, not for money. So we're not even getting paid like the actual prostitutes. So they're doing better than us. Right?
Yeah.
We're doing it for approval, safety, and security, perceived.
Yeah.
Because actually we don't get that approval, safety, and security. And we don't.
Not at all.
Not at all.
This is a total misbelief, right? But this has to
complete
with the internal struggles and limitations and the need for external approval and validation.
Yep.
Right.
Correct.
And this, of course, needs to come to the surface, and we need to really understand it and being present and aware of that. But just running through our day, we will not come to the root cause, right? Because it's really unconscious underlying there, and so many people, and especially women, as they have the household and the kitchen and the children mostly on top on their side, are just overwhelmed and exhausted, and they carry all that stuff, but they don't know where to start, how to find out, right? They're running from doctor to doctor, and of course, once you're ill, you have always these worries, right? So if you get a cancer diagnosis, there is worry, and a lot of it, and no doubt about it, right? This is even the diagnosis is nearly killing you, right? So you have two children, small children there, and you get the diagnosis of cancer. There is nearly no light out there, right? So, of course, then when you are in this particular field, and anxiety is such a big topic in it, all your thoughts, your behavior, everything goes around this topic, right? Because it's concerning you, right? And the more you have your thoughts and the focus on that, the more you're inside of that, right? So this means liberating, but is I call it freestyling, because I said, break free from what you took on, right? So I was trying to please everybody, but I totally lied to myself.
Correct, in
doing that. Right? Because
you're handing your power over.
I knew I needed a rest, but I just didn't. Right? So this is self-sabotaging. So there are many pieces from the outside and which keep us stuck somewhere. But the overhead part is what we do to ourselves, right? Because we are not aware of what is really going on, and I tried nearly every method on the planet to solve my problem there. I even did a channeling course and mastery and everything. I don't work on that to channel for people, right? But I just wanted to know for myself what's going on here, and I tune into every interview I'm doing with the guests. I'm tuning in before because I'm so very emotional and empathic, and I'm feeling you, right? So this was, but afterwards it was too much. I was feeling everybody, but nearly not myself. So this is killing you too, to be too empathic, right?
So there's got to be a separation, because it's about being it's kind of a victim energy, right? So if you're in a victim, you attract victims, even when you're particularly if you're an empath. So you will attract victims. So you need to have a strong no around that kind of victim mentality, and it's not your responsibility to save people. That's their responsibility. It's giving them the tools, and if they use it, their lives will be enriched, full stop. but it's about having standards, requirements, and boundaries, and a level of quality to everything in your life, from clients to friends to family, and, you know, being able to speak with your whole mind and your whole heart. So not so much, because before I wouldn't even have, you know, a difficult conversation. Now it's really easy for me because it's like, yeah, you know, this is difficult. I didn't want to say this. I'm feeling a little bit nervous about saying it to you, but I want to be honest with you, and this is what's going on. And these are my standards. These are my requirements, and that's what works for me. And then being able to say a strong no. You know, it still comes from a very graceful and loving place. Like women struggle with setting standards or requirements because they're like, who do I think I am? Am I allowed to do that? Or they go completely to the other side of it and become aggressive and put walls up. And I'm actually very sensitive inside, and then getting an image of being quite nasty or unapproachable. So it kind of swings from one end to the other because there's nothing going on in between. So they're not really connected to their own truths, to really understand their values, their worth, what they care about, what are their requirements, and then being able to put a voice around that. It, like I said, with your whole heart and your whole mind, not just very logically. So this is why they end up in people pleasing, right? Because they're just going to hand that power over. They don't know what their values are, so they don't think it's worth standing up for them. So they sort of put themselves in a low sense of worth. And it all sounds very, you know, and it's actually, it's all very disempowered, and it's believing in the conditioning and all those things that we've picked up, our wounds. It all comes from that. And it's very quick and easy to move through it, when you know how. There's quicker ways to do it than I've ever known in my entire life that I know about now and I teach now, which is such a relief because it's really normal. Right? It's like many women are going through this. It's really normal. No one's talking about it. Everyone's acting like it's okay on the surface. So you're like kind of looking at everybody else going, oh, wow, they got it all together. What's wrong with me? You know, I better cover up even more. But we're sort of believing into a kind of survival, fear-based lies that keep us stuck. Yeah. And it's about alchemizing those to becoming more empowered and knowing our truth and standing by it. And so it really is unschooling everything we know, really, and have been taught, and coming to a place where you're mastering your emotions and you're understanding energy. I think once you understand energy, I mean, you would have so much more time in your day if you weren't anxious and worried about everything. You know, even having cancer. I mean, you have cancer, right? And it's like, okay.
Not anymore, but I had.
Not you. So, for example, someone else did. You had it, you've come through it, which is great. But, you know, most people would think, okay, well, I have to completely disintegrate and worry constantly about it. Obviously, it's not going to help. It's actually going to do the opposite. That's probably why it's turned up in the first place. And it's about, where am I handing my power over to? What am I giving my power to? Mm-hmm. Who am I giving it to? What am I giving it to? And how do I reclaim it? Because I don't have to give my power to that, you know, because it's a victim. It's a victim.
Yes,
I'm disempowered. There's nothing I can do about this. And so it's about bringing that back to you, even in, controversially, I'd say, in those really hard situations, even like grief. All these things can be moved through in a complete different way to what we're taught. But it's not, it's 99% of society are not doing that. So you will be the weird one, right? You'll be the 1% of the 1% doing this kind of work, and, you know, not carrying that kind of worry and anxiety and complaining and victim and childlike energy, and actually stepping into your power. So we normalize it because that's what's going on in society, even though it doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be that way. And actually, you know, I've had clients that have had severe health problems that have been resolved within, I think one client within 30 days, was not cancer, it was a back issue she had. Yeah. And by doing the inner work and doing the release, gone. You know, it's it really isn't the same with me. I mean, I had severe health problems. And by doing that work, gone. And I would be at the doctors constantly going, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Like nothing. Then I would get shingles and kidney problems I had as well, eczema and things like that. So actually your body is screaming at you to say, hey, pay attention. Hey, pay attention.
Totally. So glad
got something to deal with here.
Yeah. And we don't listen, as we say, don't talk, we are too busy, right? Or we of course don't understand the language he's talking, right? But he's totally screaming for attention. And I got a really professional in studying what ways, of course, the special symptoms, and I had so many of them. My body tries to tell me, right? And I had a big table with all the symptoms on, like the Oval Office, sort of, with every symptom and every organ that was bothering me. I had them on the table and sitting there with them. So to bring them to awareness, to hear them, to see them. And this was a really big part for my healing, right? Because I was running through my day. I didn't have no time to listen that much, right? But that was, of course, a big mistake. And the other thing with the worries is, I totally transformed my life over and over in order to be sitting here and to go on with it, because it was in such a dark place and stuck place. And then I said, well, I will not worry any day longer. Either I can change the thing, I will change it. And if it's somewhere in the world, external, I don't have just no control on it. Well, then with Trump and Korea, whatever things go on, right? I don't have no influence on that, right? Yeah, so I can be worried all day about another war taking place or coming up. Well, that might be the case, but I don't have no influence on it, and my worries doesn't help it takes away your power. So even if you water, you can't do anything from that place. So if you wanted to do something about something like that, and it was one of your passions and it was connected to your purpose, then you're not in a place of power to be able to do it. You don't have the energy, right? Because you're using all your energy for worrying and being anxious, which takes up all of the time. Right. So you're just handing your power over to something. So you're not helping the situation. And absolutely, there's things that you just can't control, right? And that is it. So they're out of your control. But when you're out of worry and anxiety, you are able to step into energetic mastery and magnetism, where, I mean, it's not that you're controlling things, but you can certainly have your desires come forward, make amazing things happen, make huge, huge leaps. When I left my corporate career and I went into this business, I was like, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? I'm never going to be able to pay my rent. I was in a 5-figure business within 3 months, which is, everybody said to me, that is impossible. That's not going to happen. Not going to happen. That never happens to a startup, blah, 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 blah. But when you do this work, and it's energetic mastery, it really is understanding energetic. Some people know it as a law of attraction and the secret and stuff like that. There is a lot of flaws in that, a lot. So the work that I do now is to really put a spin on it and move past that idea that if we want it, we're just going to get it. You've got to feel good all of the time to get what you want. That's absolute rubbish. It's really about the alchemizing of those disempowered archetypes that have been coming up as we've been talking, like the prostitute, the victim, the child. The saboteur is one we haven't talked about, but the saboteur is all around. That doesn't make sense. I need evidence. It's not logical. I can't do that. It makes excuses. And all of these disempowered archetypes are just full of lies
frankly, just lies. But they're very strong and they think they're protecting you. Yeah. So to be able to step over it, there needs to be that healing piece, that releasing piece, and then actually alchemizing it as well, because you're not done then. You need to alchemize the shit into gold. And then you're open to start attracting, because then you're able to have influence over things or attract things that you desire without necessarily, I guess it's the kind of human language of me to feel like you're in control, but you're really not. You've got really comfortable with being out of control and trusting your intuition. I'm just going to take this next step. I've got no idea what's going to happen to me. I've got no idea. I'm not going to get another corporate job, or I'm going to marry this person, whatever. You'll just go with it, with the next thing that is downloaded to you in your intuition. But most of us don't trust our intuition, or we don't know the difference, right? We're like, is that our wound? Is that our shadow? Is that actually our truth? And that's the problem. That's why you got to do the cleaning out first. So you're very clear what is in alignment. And once you're in alignment with your truth, that's when you can create magic in many ways and miracles, really, things that you don't think are possible at all. So that's the work we got to do. It's just where we're handing our power over to things. And that's what worry and anxiety really is that, just like you were saying about external validation, and you're handing your power over. Who cares? Yeah. The minute I stopped caring about what other people thought about me, or was like, oh my God, I'm fucking free. Who cares? Yeah. Who cares? Most people are too busy worried about what you're thinking of them anyway.
Yeah. And that would be always... Yeah, and Anita, no matter what opinion you had or what you're doing, there will always be somebody who says, yeah, it's like that, and the other one is against it, right? No matter what topic. Yeah. So this is really, this doesn't make no sense, and I think we just pointed out that worried about things that might happen. That doesn't make no sense at all, right? But the majority of people live in either in the past or in the future, right? So they are worrying about whatever happened in the past. Well, the past is over, and it's over. We have to work on this with the inner work, not to take it into our future any longer, right? But that's it. Yeah. But what happened, right? And what might happen, well, probably it will. So with being concerned about what might happen, for example, I just share an example. So I have two sons being 19 and 21, and they both ride the motorbike, big motorbike. And they had accidents on and on. And the hospital calling me at 11 o'clock at night to come, and this is not a funny thing for a mother, I swear, right? So I was always sort of worried when I knew they took on with their motorbikes, and a lot of accidents happened, and just not cut the leg once, but 5 times in one accident or whatever. Really big, huge things. And, I can understand that it is fun and everything, but I also know it is very dangerous, not because they are driving like crazy, but because you have nothing around you, right? So once there is a hit, right, it's gone. But I really had to work hard on myself to stop that, because what I believe is with our expectations, there might be something happening. And if they have not been at night, I was sort of not sleeping and oh my gosh, please bring them back. And that was worrying, but I didn't have no influence at all, right? So the worries just killed me, but didn't do nothing good, right?
No.
And having negative expectations also, there are so many studies, I believe you know them, when expecting negative things, they are more likely to happen, right? Because our focus, our thoughts, our concerns, everything is on that, and the energy is stuck there. So
we have creation power.
Yes, yeah. And so I had to transform myself totally around all that, right? But it of course, it's a way and a transformation to come there to be just relaxed and they run with their motorbike. All the best. I wish you all the best, and that's it, right? And stop every expectation or worry or whatever on that. That's really
absolutely. And it's about taking an action in the end, like you did, taking an action to alchemize that in some way, because otherwise you're in this kind of fear, right? There's something bad's gonna happen, I'm disempowered, there's nothing I can do about it, and actually, like you say, by doing that, what we're focusing on, we are producing. And I want to say that with a caveat, because we don't want to go around and everybody to think, oh my God, if I think bad things, I'm causing bad things to happen. And, it's not that simple. Right? So we don't want to go around thinking, oh my God, I've got to stop thinking bad things because I'm going to make it happen. That's not true. It's when you start going into energy and understanding the layers of it and this kind of, the law of attraction, what you visualize becomes things, isn't true either. So it's knowing how to work it. So very much like you've done, it's about alchemizing it, understanding it, taking actions to bring yourself out of this victim mode and into more of a warrior where you're standing there and you're saying, you know what, boys, I believe in you. That's fine. Carry on with what you're doing. These are my requirements. These are my standards. This is what's important to me. Wear a helmet, enjoy yourselves, whatever. Yeah. Come and ring me twice a week or come and see me on a Sunday. That really lights me up. That makes me feel good. Yeah. Those are my requirements of you as my sons. Yeah. Those are my standards. Exactly. And and that's it. That's it. So it is actually putting stuff into place. So it's not kind of just going, and just having this stuff and not doing anything with it. So it's about taking some sort of actions around it, stepping into your power rather than giving it your power, if that makes sense. Yeah. Right.
But because I couldn't stop them from riding the motorbikes, right? And they, Mom, we're not driving like hell. You don't need to worry. Yeah, but it's easier said than done, right? And in the unconscious autopilot mode we are running all day, this is exactly the platform for the anxiety, right? So to step out of it and heal it, we must become present and aware of what's going on, right? This is the only state we are really there.
Yeah. It's becoming aware of it, processing it. And then you can do it very quickly once you get advanced at this. But at the start, it is going, okay, feeling your feelings, what's the root? And then moving through that. But then also having something to release it. So these are immersive techniques that I use personally. Around being liberated from these kinds of fears and feelings. That's why I call it Liberate Me. And then moving past that, doing even more to create a new way of being. So alchemizing it into something else completely. And really claiming that power back. Not from a place of force. So it happens very naturally. Mm-hmm. And just mastering that sort of dance of life. And then less and less do things impact you. People say to me, doesn't that impact you? I'm like, not really. I'm not completely immune to that. I should in my human be feeling something like that. But, it is what it is. It's what we're making it mean. What meaning are you attaching to it?
Yeah. Totally. And it
what story?
better and better the more like we work on that, of course, right? So
and then you just get faster.
Everybody can examine his or her day, and the word we most use is I should, right? Or I must, I have to. Yeah. Well, but is examine, become present and aware, and observe what's going on, and find out why you need to, right? Is it?
Yeah, I mean that's just not true. That's just never true.
Yeah, but that's
it's just
what
never
we're
true.
telling ourselves all day.
Yeah, so that's always a lie. That's always a lie. That I have to do this. I've got no choice. I must. That's when you're getting into victim, martyr, all of those things. And it's just simply not true in any situation, situation. But when you're that stuck and you believe that, that's where you've handed your power over, right? You're powerless, really. You've always got choices, but the reason you can't see them is because you're stuck in wound, or it's in your subconscious, or you haven't released it, or you're stuck in shadow, or you're living in one of these disempowered archetypes. So you're believing the lies that are being told to you. Yeah. And the first thing, like you said, is being present and going, well, it's a lie. Shit, but it feels really real.
Yeah, totally.
And almost being light with it. Going, oh, so it's a lie.
Yeah, it feels totally real. That's
it really does. I mean, they've been looking after you your whole lives a lot of the time. So they're going to put up a good bloody fight. So you've got to put up a bigger fight and be stronger in your empowered types to talk the truth. But in order to know what the truth is, you need to know who you are, right? And what your truth really is, without all of your conditioning, all the masks you picked up along the way, your culture, and those kinds of things. So, Sorry, I think there's a little sound there.
Yeah, no problem.
So that's important as well. Yeah.
But you call it alchemist, right? Is it
sorry?
Is it in the house?
It's outside, but we might want to wrap it up in case they're going to start.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
Apologies.
That's almost the same when we just name it different. But to find out what's holding you back, what's keeping you stuck there, and to come to a point to release that. And that, of course, needs assistance of a coach, at the best, somebody who has gone through it, him or herself, like we did, because they can relate, they can understand, right? Just from reading, inner work is difficult to
impossible.
Right?
Impossible.
So,
we need facilitating. Yeah, we've got too much in our way. I couldn't have done it for myself. And I still have mentors and coaches and all of that, always, because we'll always have that stuff that gets in our way that we can't see. We just can't see it. Yeah. So we definitely, I agree with you. You need someone to facilitate you through that. Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
Apologies about this. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we covered a lot what we both do here and what you especially do on Liberated. Maybe you want to share something about the challenge, which is just running here. And of course, we invite people to take place. They can still join on the challenge.
Yes, you can still join in the next couple of weeks. Yep.
I will put the link there. And just share in a few sentences, please, Anita, what the challenge will be about and what will be the outcome.
So this is about emotional and energetic mastery, and understanding how to get to that place and how to live without worry and anxiety, how to not have it as part of your life. Yeah. Right. So where it's coming from and how to get rid of it, essentially.
Right. And
so
this is
5 days of free training.
Yeah, this is a 5 days training for free.
For free.
And and I will put the link to join, and so people can follow. It's exactly your work you're doing on your platforms, right? Which you just show in this challenge and have showcasing the steps and the system, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's about, I have 2 programs. One is Liberate Me, so it's a formula I've pioneered. And another one that's just birthing is called Life Codes Uncracked. So this is really getting advanced with that energetic mastery piece. So you can not just get rid of the shit, but you can start attracting what you want with a level of ease. Yeah, so not having to work very hard for it, or being worried and anxiety, or make stuff happen. So it's about finding the codes in you that are not lighting up the energetic grids out there that we can't see, because there's things that we can't see in the other realms. And when we switch one code off and we switch another one on and replace it with something else, it creates energetic grids to light up in different places and for things to come towards you rather than you having to run towards them or try to make it happen. So, no need for that kind of desperation, if you know what I mean. Sometimes we're very desperate. We think, oh my God, everything's slipping from me. But if you do that, anything you get in that kind of energy, as soon as you relax, you lose it again, or it's harder to sustain. So, just energetically, the tip is be in whatever energy you're in is the energy that you're going to receive something in. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Because we're a total mirror, and what we feel and think we attract. That's just
absolutely
what it is, right? Yeah. And that's so very important to point that out. Can't get bored of that, because this is really how it works, right? So
absolutely.
And this is, of course, inner work needed, and that is what you're showing in the challenge and in your systems too. And what I think is, once we release some negative patterns and called shadows that don't do good to us at all, right? And we need to replace them, right? So there will be sort of, just to have a picture, there will be a hole, right? When we release it, and we need to replace it by empowering thoughts or behaviors, right?
Yeah.
Not in order to have it kick in again, right?
Yeah, absolutely. With what you actually want. And a lot of women you'll say to them, what do you want? They're like, I don't know, but I couldn't have that. I can't even think about it. I won't even go into what I want because it's just not possible, So you replace it with what you want. Yep, your desires, your values, and a lot of self-trust. A lot of, back yourself, believe in yourself. Because if you don't, no one else will. If you're being treated like you're not of value or disrespected, it's because you don't value yourself, right?
Right.
So, which is a shit show, but that's what's happening, right? And we don't get it from outside of ourselves. We have to get it from inside of ourselves first, and then it reflects back. Then it's a real thing, right?
So glad you bring that up. We should not get tired of pointing that out, because that is really how it works, right? So if we don't love ourselves and treating ourselves good, and I didn't treat myself good in the past until I transformed, and that's what I got from it, right? So my body answered because I didn't listen to my soul first. And how could a partner or friend or the world treat us good if we don't do it, right? So
absolutely,
become our best friend. That's the number one goal, right?
Yeah. Enjoy your own company. It's about creating that relationship with yourself.
Yeah.
People can't give you what you won't give yourself, right?
Yeah.
Not for love nor money. They can't give it to you. Even if they want to energetically, they cannot energetically, they can't. And so they show up in ways that you're like, you're horrible, or why are you being mean to me? You're arguing with me, you're shouting at me, or whatever it is. It's because the universe is bringing it to you because it's saying you didn't heal this yet. You didn't deal with this yet. So here it is again. Yeah. Here it is again. And those very
in
people...
another paper, a parcel in another paper, right. Because we did not learn our lesson from it.
Exactly. So it brings it back. And as you do, then you can up-level. You can up-level. And even those same people, those same circumstances that you think are so hopeless can turn around. So it's not that you have to change the circumstance or change the husband. You might, because you may have married that person from not your values and they're not up to your standards or requirements of what you just like, right? That lights you up and gives you joy. So you might do it from that place. But a lot of the time, these things are coming to an end unnecessarily. And all we're doing is jumping out of the frying pan into the fire. And we're just having it on repeat, right? And it's like, the common denominator here is yourself, right?
Yeah.
Which is good because we can control ourselves. We can't control others, really. So we can work on that. Yep.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Anita, we're nearly coming to the end. That was a great summary. I always love to have a short summary at the end of the interview. Just the listeners might be on the run or somewhere. So to sort of wrap it up, did we cover everything you wanted to mention, or did we forget something?
No, that was absolutely everything. It was really, really inspiring, good chat. And yeah, nothing more I really wanted to add.
Great.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. And I will mention everything in the show notes. And my dear listeners, we invite you to the free challenge from Anita running just now. And you can just sign in for free and get a shortcut of her system and her approach on what we just talked about. And I highly recommend this. And that's the last word. If you're ready to break free and live a life you love, and what I call it, when you break free, you can fly, because the burden and the backpack is just gone, right? Yeah. And then just like, you can fly without all the stuff that is not you, and really enjoy life, right? It took me a long time to come to that point, but living a self-determined, authentic life, right? Without wearing masks or showing up in a way that we always know that is not us. Even if we try to play like an actor, our inside suffers. Because we know we are doing a fake play, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's self-sabotage, nothing else. That's how we call it.
Yeah. And that's why it doesn't feel good.
Yeah. And then the mind freaks set in and telling us the lies, and we believe it, right? So
yes,
we are here to change that. So and please reach out to us, and if you have problems in this field, we are here happy to help.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks so much, Anita. So glad we could manage that, because you're on Singapore time there, and was a little bit of challenging with the scheduling. But where's the will, there is a way, right?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, darling.
So everybody have a lovely day. Bye-bye. Hello Fly Nation, thanks for listening in today. Surely you got new motivation to release the blocks that keep you stuck in your life by listening to Anita in this healing episode. Once we skip worry and anxiety, it is totally freeing you up, and I can assure you will be feeling free. Make sure you sign in to Anita's 5-day Healing Anxiety Challenge for free by clicking the link to join the challenge, which you will find in the show notes of episode number 33 on freestyleyourlife.com. Don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions. On the Freestyle Your Life podcast, I'm inviting the best experts on their field to inspire you with their life-changing stories and blueprints, and I'm giving you my best tips also in between. Please subscribe, rate and review the Freestyle Your Life podcast so that I can go on providing the best shortcuts on any topic related to ease, freestyling your life, authenticity and self-mastery for you for free. Remember, Fly Nation, break free and fly. Talk to you next Tuesday. Bye.